El Rapa and Lane Electric.
El Rapa is?
Lane.
Regional Air Pollution
Oh,
Authority.
that's that, okay.
We had these ductless heat pumps installed. Well, that cut the cost of that in half. So you can't pass that up. So it's just been, my interest has been mostly how efficient are these and how do I get to better control them and everything like that so that they do what we want to do.
Did you have any, when they were first kind of peddling those smart meters, I know there were some people that felt it was kind of an invasion of their privacy. You never had an issue with that?
No, I'm from the government. I'm here to help you.
There isn't any agency that doesn't know more about you than you know about yourself anymore, so.
Wait,
I had my hand on the meter. Didn't mean to.
Well, some people don't believe that, but I agree with you.
There's, the information's out there, I mean. And if it makes them more efficient, you know, the cost to me eventually is going to be better than what it would be without their efficiency. And I think they've worked so hard to bring the electric company into the 21st century.
You know, I was always jealous because I didn't realize for probably a number of years that people that get elected to the board of directors down here at Lane Electric, that's only step one. Step two is to get training. I had maybe some city councilors that I thought needed some training in that same vein before they, but there is no requirement.
To be a city councilor, you mean?
Right.
Rather than to get a vote.
18 and win an election.
Anything else in the world of technology that you've experienced with Lane Electric over time?
I don't think so.
Well, this is just historical stuff, but way back when we used to have a resident person here. And then once again, that was a person that people felt they could call day or night to resolve their any kind of individual electrical problems.
Was that person an employee of the co-op?
Yes, they had an office down here.
Oh, they,
Yeah.
but no more.
No
Straight
more
down.
now. It was
Okay.
right across the street from the post office, the new post office.
So you'd be in favor of having that back, huh?
Well,
You know, the difference is when you can do everything online these days.
yeah.
I feel sad for people who do not have access to or own a computer, but if you can do everything online and it makes it more efficient to have everybody in one place, I think that's wonderful. But they've also worked really hard to deal with people who don't have online possibilities or computers or whatever. They go the extra mile, I think, to try to work with the members to do whatever they need to do.
Well, in one of the interviews I did yesterday, I think it was Martha Shearer, lives off of Rattlesnake Road in the Dexter area, and she's concerned. She voiced, and so you can respond to this if you'd like, but she voiced the whole technology deal, not just for Lane Electric, but for society in general, that we're losing customer service and the personal touch. Do you have any concerns over that with
No, not us.
with Lane Electric?
But we probably have a different relationship with, because this is personal relationships we have with Rick and Dave, Kiwanis relationships, and then the city. So I think we know them, but I understand what she's talking about. But let's say if it's past hours or something, you call their number down there, it'll tell you what to do. Or they have an after hours answering service or something like that. So
If there's an issue, you mean?
yeah. So nobody is excluded from communication from them.
And I think that's true. I think the technology concern is true a lot of places, that you are losing the face-to-face or personal touch or conversation. But my first instinct, if I need something for or about or with Lane Electric, my first instinct is to still pick up the phone. And I know that there's going to be somebody at the other end who can help me. Maybe I eventually have to go back to the computer, but I still think Lane Electric is a personal responder, not totally dependent upon the technology that makes it easier to do other things. Because there still is, when you walk into the front of the office there's still somebody right there. If you call on the phone, a human still answers the phone. And so I wouldn't voice that concern about Lane Electric. I would voice that concern about some other places,
Okay.
but not about Lane Electric.
Okay. You used a phrase there, Judy, that I didn't catch, but you know Lane Electric is still a, boy, I don't know if you can remember.
Yeah,
it was,
I don't know
was,
which,
it was
I'd
two
say
words.
member friendly.
Member friendly, yeah, but it's still a people organization.
Okay. I can type fast, but sometimes I can't type fast enough.
I think it tells us to slow down too, I guess.
Yeah.
And two, you know, it used to be that their annual meeting was always in Eugene,
Mm-hmm.
and then they decided to divide these things up and have them regionally.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a stroke of genius. That got so many more people out to their meetings and kind of made it feel more local.
And you've attended those meetings?
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've attended it. Who knows how many? As many as I could when I didn't have other schedule conflicts.
Okay. So we've covered technology. No
Yeah.
other. We've covered outages. What about members? Since you've lived here a long time, Dawn, and you've been obviously part of the community, do you think members appreciate? And so I'm asking you to speak for the membership in this area. Do you think the membership appreciates the service they get and the electricity that's provided them, or do they take it for granted and think that it should always be there? Can you speak in broad terms to
That's
that?
kind of a hard one to answer. Obviously, when you get used to a utility, you expect it to
Excuse
be
me.
there the whole time. But I don't think there should be a community member here who's disappointed in the extra things that Lane Electric has done for this community. Like any of our banners and stuff that we wanted to go up, they would always volunteer to have a truck up here to put them up, and they've always had a truck in our local parade, our community Right, so,
So they've been involved in community service.
oh yes.
Okay.
And then Dave was president of the chamber up here for a couple of years, so you might ask him about that too. And that's not been smooth, but
Did,
a person of his talent can smooth it out.
but is he a resident? I don't know where Dave
He
lives.
lives in, I believe he lives in Veneta.
Oh,
I think he and Rick both live in the Veneta area.
so the other direction, huh?
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. What about alternative power sources? Do you know how much they've researched that over recent years? Are you in favor of them doing that? Does it need to be done?
Excuse me. I know they wanted to give the members a choice of what's called green power. But in looking at that and hydropower, I don't see much of a difference in environmental impact. So that's a marketing decision they have to make.
Well, I've had somebody tell me that hydropower is about as green as you get.
Yes.
So,
Wind power, I mean, they've had their ups and downs in eastern Oregon, and you know, you put up windmills and all of a sudden you're killing birds and people are on you for that. And so it's just created another area of concern.
do you know if they are part of any research on wave power?
I don't, but that could be another pretty clean source. That's Oregon State University that I think is taking most of that.
Research.
Yeah.
Do you know if they've done any talking about the methane gas from garbage dumps? Have you heard?
Short Mountain down here is our garbage dump, and I think that's been mostly Eugene Water and Electric Board, since that's where the headquarters station is down here between Eugene and Springfield, Glenwood. So they transport it out, they collect it in Glenwood, they take it out to Short Mountain, and then there's already a methane operating thing down there, but I believe EWEB, Eugene Water and Electric Board gets
Okay.
all of that.
Okay.
And that hasn't been flawless either, so.
So you think there is eventually there'll be a need to develop and to purchase electricity from those other sources?
Once again, the need is, I know that Rick has probably left no stone unturned when it comes to combining purchasing choices and making the best recommendations for the cooperative. And then it seems to me in just the last month I heard, this is just how things are kind of going. Just north of Coburg is a cow ranch,
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they have lots of waste